Today's collectible spot, we'll be having a look at the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Sets 4597, the Build Captain America. These are the superhero style, they're kind of like Bionicle, very similar. They've done a whole series of ones with DC, which I thought were kind of cool. But when the Avengers ones came around, I thought, oh, that looks really, really neat. And ended up deciding to shoot the review here of Captain America. There's 44 pieces, so luckily, a gentleman of my age should be able to put this together relatively easily. The package on the front features Captain America there, looking very nice. And on the side, it says LEGO and LEGO logo are trademarks and of LEGO Group. You can also join the free LEGO Club at www.legoclub.com. There is also a phone number in English and Francais. We'll zoom right in. There it is right there, folks, if you want it. It's not recommended for 0 to 3 sad onion faces. Spot also wants to indicate a choking hazard, some small parts, so do be careful. Spot would hate to see any choking happening. On the back, there's a picture of Captain America. Again, they look really neat. They're kind of like mech suits, which I think is kind of awesome. The figures here have a friction joint for bigger building. And down below, two figures that you can get. We've got Captain America, which is 4597, and 4529 is Iron Man. The Iron Man is another one I would love to get. And then when you have the two, you can actually build a mecha Bionicle. I'm trying to think of a really, really cool name. Iron America. I'm sure I could come up with something better than that. But I think that's kind of neat. I like the fact that you can kind of combine them. That's really awesome. What I am going to do, let's first pan the camera back here a bit. What I am going to do is take a bit of a break. Spot is going to take a bit of a break, and he's going to put this together. And when we reconvene, we're going to get a better look at the Captain America. Stay tuned, guys. There's definitely more on the way. Stay tuned. You got advertisements for not only the Iron Man, but also the Hulk, which Spot forgot to mention. Down below, the amalgamated Captain America, Iron Man, Iron American. I don't know. I still don't have anything. But also at the very front, you got yourself a quick comic. Boy, Captain America really is a whiz with that shield. He destroyed everything with his shield. Moving him aside, let's have a look at Captain America. And again, Captain America took Spot probably about 5 minutes to put together. On the back side of the figure, you can kind of see how the figure is put together. Essentially, what you have is one solid kind of T-frame, and on the ends of the frames are all individual ball joints. Those same ball joints interlock with slots on separate pieces, and those interlock again with ball joints. So really, every component on this piece, Captain America here, has its own independent ball joint. What that basically equals is you have you even can call it a figure, because I mean the articulation on these guys are a lot better than most figures out there. But you have a fully posable, and I do mean fully posable, action toy to play with. These are really good for kids. I mean, really, these are good for any age bracket. But you get a very posable figure, full of color. He's certainly full of personality as well. Let's start first by zooming into his face. And I really like the face on Captain America. I really do quite a bit. It kind of looks to me like a cross between like the Tick and like a Century Prime. You can see that he's got the wings on the side, a very classic Captain America, and of course the A on the top of the head there. But the face is, certainly the face I think is one of the nicest aspects of this figure. We zoom back, and while the majority of the piece is the black frame and then we got some silver and dark gray components, he's also accented by these really nice bright red pieces. He's got bright red in the boots, bright red in the wrists, and then we've got the blue with a little bit of white going on in his chest. The detailing work on the chest is also really nice too, because it's not a sticker, it's actually a printed image on the chest plate. And again, it's that really bright blue with the white. Certainly pops quite a bit on this figure. Spot's going to probably keep calling it a figure because it really might as well be a figure for how posable it is. Captain America does come with his shield, which is right there. We'll just take the peg that the shield pegs in with and get Captain America to stand here. The shield also is not a sticker, but a printed image. The shield is also a good size too. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's Goldilocks just right. And that peg, as I was mentioning, is a cross peg, as you can see there. It fits perfectly in his hand where there is that same groove. The only thing I really would have liked to have seen, on the side of the arm you'll see that there's two holes. Now those holes don't serve purpose with the Captain America here, but I mean, if you wanted to build the character differently, you could peg those into different spots. You could also peg them in if you have some of the other build sets too. I would have loved to have seen some way to have that shield peg onto the arm, that he could have held it on his arm. But still, to have it all in his hand is still pretty cool as well. We'll move the shield out of the way here. One of the other aspects I really like too, being that it kind of looks like a mech suit, he's got this nice armor going on his shoulders. There are aspects that you can fold up and down. If you prefer not to have it as obvious, you can fold those down if you prefer, like so, and not have as obvious shoulder pads. Spot totally prefers to rock it out with the big shoulder pads, like all those 80s celebrities did at the award shows, and those huge shoulder pads. You know what I'm talking about. Now really, this figure, where it excels again is that articulation, because it has all those ball joints in those in the frame pieces, and all those independent pieces are connected to those ball joints. You're going to get a wide range of movement. You can certainly see as well that his shoulders, for one thing, can move back and forth. Not too much, but you can adjust them any which way you want. The head is on that ball joint as well. You can raise it up and down, left and right. You can get him in some really neat poses. You really can't do a lot with the chest, just because the chest is really one single piece. But then when you start getting to the arms and the legs is really where, again, you're going to get a lot of movement. Being that these are all ball joints, those arms can move back and forth. You can bend them, you can rotate at the arms, you can rotate the hands, you can bend the arms back and forth at the elbows, down by the leg area, those legs swivel out. You can move them front and back. You can bend them at the knee, you can rotate at the knee, you can move at the foot, fully movable in the feet. Definitely a lot of different possibilities you can go with for this. Now, having the fact to now finally have a look at these in person, I've always passed them in stores and I always thought to myself, yeah, those are really neat. I wonder if it's something I would be into. Having built Captain America here, I think these are definitely something that I would be into. They're large enough that, again, if you're a kid and you really don't warm up to Lego too much with the minifigures and the full, sets of things you have to build, these kind of make for a fun, first of all, short activity. They're not too long, doesn't take too long to build, but then once you fully have them built, they're kind of a fun display piece to have. And again, I don't recommend it not only to just children, but if you are a fan of Lego or really a fan of superhero pieces, Captain America, as well as some of the other construction sets from Lego, would make awesome display pieces. Let's see if I can just get him something going on here. There we go. Captain America here. I think Spot's going to give him an 8. And also, it makes me realize that I should go back and probably start looking at some of the DC ones that I've seen on occasion as well. Today's collectible Spot was having a look at the Lego Superheroes construction set of Captain America, which is set 4597. Let me know down below your thoughts on this. I definitely would say if you get a chance, do pick these up. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys next time.